And then in that place, right, we can start to think about what our great aspiration is. Right? Because once we're in that place, just a practice, once we're in our practice, then we can ask ourselves, what do I really care about? What do I really want? What do I really love? What really means something to me? The first time I was introduced to this practice, I had just started wearing the gray robe and training to become a monk. I was living full-time at the Blue Cliff Monastery in upstate New York in our tradition. And my mentor was this monk, Taifab Vu, Brother Dharma Rain. Tough guy, scary, kind of intimidating character, actually, even as a monk. Love him so much. He's a beast. And he's been my teacher for a very long time. He was one of the very first monastics I met when I started practicing in Thai school in the Plum Village Tradition. He's been my mentor for many, many years. And when I started training to become a monk, he came to me and he said, okay, Brother Dave, what is your aspiration? What is your aspiration for your practice? And I was so proud, right? I was like, oh, dear brother, I aspire to becoming a monk. I thought this was such a strong answer that I had worked so hard to decide and to make real. And wouldn't you know it, he just shook his head and he was like, what? That's the terrible aspiration. I said, what? And he said, anybody can do that. He said, that's just a function of staying here long enough. He's like, it's too small. It's like, I'm asking you your great aspiration. What are you giving your whole life energy to? What do you care about the most? I was Rumi being knocked off his horse by Shams. If you know the origin story of Jalaluddin Rumi, the poet. The carpet was pulled out from underneath me. I really didn't know how to respond. That was a long time ago. And I've had some time now to think about that. To think about like what am I really doing here? Like, if as we seem to be, if I am this fine night candle, well, where am I shining my light and why? Because that's all I have to give. That's all I have to give. And so I just wanted to invite us to think about that at this time of the year. It feels an appropriate time to go all the way that far in and to ask ourselves, like, whoa, like, what am I really doing all this for? What is the deepest hole I am trying to dig? Right? I'm not trying to dig 10 shallow holes in the sand around my beach chair. I'm trying to dig like 2 or 3 very deep ones with my life. And why? For me, the answer is that I've benefited so much in my life from exactly what we've been talking about today, from just playing out the practice of mindfulness. Whether I was learning it or doing it or teaching it, it didn't really matter. That I kind of want to be mindfulness now. I don't want to just do it. I don't want to just like learn about it. I think just in the way the tea master, like I think at the highest level of that practice is inseparable from the tea. The master is not offering us the tea or offering the ceremony. The master is the ceremony. It's all of them. They're putting all of themselves into it and becoming it rather than demonstrating it. I think this is available to us. I think we can decide what we really care about the most and become it. With our thoughts, we make the world, as the Buddha said. I see it when I am with parents, for example. It's not something they're like consciously deciding all the time, they just, as soon as the kid exists, they have become mom and dad, and to the extent that they can, they put their whole life and love into it very naturally. I think we can all do that with our babies, with our loves, with our heart's deepest desires. And so for me, this practice, over these last 25 years that I've been messing around with this stuff, has just helped me and healed me and informed so much of my life that I aspire to become it. I would like, when I am present for mindfulness, to be present. And I think we can all do this or something like it. So if you haven't sat down and taken some time, maybe this is the year, to take some time and ask yourself, what is my great aspiration? Where am I trying to shine the light of my life on the world? Because if you don't know, nobody knows.